Hello everyone and welcome to April 2018. Of course, I'm still going to do all of our 12 star signs or sun signs in the same presentation, although I will timestamp them for you, and I thank you so much for your patience throughout this period of time as I've been very busy and overscheduled. So this has meant editing is very limited. So thank you so much. So let's start. Aries. Home and family, this is about you being able to recoup situations. You're feeling a little bit lost. This month will really test you. You'll find yourself going through periods of time of wanting to make change but may not need or know where to start. And the needing is because others may need you. Maybe this is about you reassessing what is it that you want to do, but also is it going to benefit others as well. So this month is not going to be too easy around the home base, but I do feel that you will find some workable resolutions which will help you feel a little bit more confident in knowing that if you can get the discussions underway, then you can probably get some results before the end of the month. Your career goals and aspirations will require patience and diligence. Yes, you can push and you can, open doorways, but not everything's going to be ready to happen exactly as you had hoped or anticipated. And maybe with a little bit of patience and perseverance, you'll end up with what you truly do want. This is a time in knowing that you are focused, you're organizing, you're getting everything into place, but it just could be the finances are not available. The go-ahead isn't there. Maybe there isn't enough energy or time to put everything into perspective all at once, and this is going to take a little bit longer. I do feel that the more patient you are, the more tolerant you are, the more flexible you are, the better this month will go with your career goals and aspirations. Of course, for those that are looking for work, this is about you looking outside the square. You may be finding situations a little bit temperamental. Maybe you need to look at areas in which you can take on casual or part-time work in order to get your foot in the door. It could be that you're being asked to do a little bit more training. Maybe people are not available. There could be an interview or form processing or procedures that you need to go through in order to get there. But this could be a time in which you need to go through all these channels. There is no shortcuts. Financially, beautiful lucky vibrations sitting around. You will find throughout this period of time, it is up to you how you put your energy towards your finances, but I get a very lucky vibration. So obviously the home and the career path is not interfering with your money. Returning to your faith, putting things into possibilities, looking at your dreams and aspirations, all very significant throughout this period of time. But I feel good luck and good fortune coming in. Health and well-being, you may need to take care of the 11th house. This is the house of Aquarius. You may be finding yourself dealing with issues to do with the knees, down through the calves, and also in and around your ankles. This is also connected to the fact that you've got a lot of nervous system areas happening, and you may be finding yourself overly anxious or overly worked in yourself, okay? This is a chance for you to stand back, look at what needs to be challenged or what needs to change without giving in to the excesses here. You may be finding yourself a little bit out of kilter because you're not getting the results you've envisioned straight away. And maybe this is about you being patient, but also understanding that all the nervous energy is not going to get you the results any sooner. Relationships, I feel that you'll see a different side of people around you. You may even re-establish friendships. You may be looking at the bigger picture as far as decisions and choices you are making for yourself right now. This is a time in which to be calm, cool, and collected when it comes to love or those important in our life. You're treating everything like a long-term result. So decisions here are going to be put into place, whether this is adding to the family, adding to, your future goals, thinking about travel, extending on what you've already wanted to do with the relationship, whether this is engagement, marriage, and so forth. However, Spirit is showing here that this is also a time in when it needs to be functional. You can't do all of this if it's long-term, like too far down the future. What can you do right now to put things into perspective for yourself? Of course, those that are single, you may be finding yourself pretty much charmed by looks. What looks very good on the outside, you may need to delve a little bit deeper. It's not saying that somebody isn't all sugar coating and beautiful and warm and fuzzy on the inside, but you could find yourself kind of being attracted to the aesthetics, what somebody can offer to you, or what you feel that they look good at, or where they can be helping you to look, feel, or envision yourself feeling better about yourself. And because of this, it's not saying that you're being shallow, but you may be finding you want to look a little bit deeper to see if there's something more that you can delve into, or see if there's an authenticity here. The overall influence for this month is all about clearing, getting things out, making sure that you're feeling comfortable about yourself, seeing the true facts, being able to make functional and stable decisions which are going to help you to be able to see, not just now, but further down the line, what you can accomplish. This month is all about looking at the possibilities. Some decisions will be ready to go ahead, others will not. The more patient you are, and I know Aries, that patience can be a very strong point of contention for you, but the more patient you are, the better the results will be in the long term. Taurus, this is all about the home, the family, beautiful times in connection with your areas of contentment. You'll find celebrations important. The focus is on children. The focus is on developing areas in which you can expand upon and really enjoy. So I feel this is going to be a very happy and momentous month. You may even find that there's beautiful news and beautiful celebrations sitting around. Perhaps this has a lot to do with functioning more as a family unit, putting things together, adding to the family for those that are looking at adding as far as new pets, or adding to the house, or adding to having children themselves. You may be finding that this is going to be a very strong time of bigger and better responsibilities. Career goals and aspirations shows that you're taking chances. You're looking at what risks I can take. What can I do now? Should I be stepping out? Should I be doing this on my own? Or should I be sticking within the confines of what I know? You're itching for change, but you know that you cannot rattle the cage too much, because this month may bring you a few areas of what we call opposition. And if this is the case, then I feel that you may take a risk or take a chance. Whether or not it pays off will come down to someone else's attitude or the vibrations itself. But at this time, Spirit says try and keep within the confines of where you are. Yes, it's time. You can put your hand out, then you can extend, you can think outside that square, but don't do something that you can't turn back on. For those that are looking for work, this is a chance for you to open doors, look at uncharted waters, but to do this in the safety or confines of where you are already. This means challenging yourself to update your CV. Maybe if you've always held a managerial job, maybe this is about also looking at stronger leadership roles, enhancing or adding to your repertoire of skills. Financially, don't worry, there's commitment sitting around, but you're not going to get a lot of satisfactory results. This is a long-term decision or choice, and you may find throughout this period of time this is your chance to look at ways in which you can better come to terms with your own financial decision making. Where have you in the past made decisions or commitments you really wish you didn't make? So you're getting a chance to go back and redefine these and look at ways in which you can better enhance your financial security, but also do away with any waste. It's almost like as if you need everybody else to be on board, but you also need to be able to understand what you're dealing with on your financial areas as well in order to get those results. Your health and betterment. Look, you're looking at in and around the 6th house, which is the lower pelvic, in and around the bowel area and intestinal. You may be finding yourself kind of going back over your diet, looking at areas that you have been a little bit worried or concerned about, but I actually feel that you should get some very good results here. Take care of yourself, because you may be finding in these reflections you see how to work better, and no bending without bending the knees and lifting things. You may be finding you're taking a little bit care of your diet and understanding your body a little bit better, which will make you feel more comfortable. Relationships, there is a lot of questioning going on. You both don't know where you are, what you're doing at the moment. It's just a matter of waiting for the information or facts to come in before you can make the next step or start the ball rolling. And I really do feel this is where Spirit's saying ask the right questions, open the right doorways, rattle the right cages, so to speak, and you'll get the results you need. Yes, there may be a few surprises. I'm not feeling anything too negative here, but I am feeling that it is enough for you to say, yes, I need to know a little bit more before I jump for, feet first into situations. For those that are single and looking, this really does come down to knowing who you are and what you want. I feel that there are some beautiful people out there, but their charisma and their charm may need a little bit more digging for you to better understand if they truly are that person. I'm not feeling you'll be led up the garden path, but I feel that you may be wanting to ask more questions because you need to know a little bit more about this person or about the circumstance before you give in. Now, the overall influence is not to give in to doubts, but this is going to be a month in which you are focusing very much on your own self and what is important to you. Yes, you could feel like this is a bit of a journey only you can do. However, in doing this, I feel that you will gain the independence that you're really looking forward to or really needing at this time. Gemini, I feel that this is a transition around the home. There is a lot of schedules and a lot of changes. Some of them you will be happy with and others you will not. This will be a time in which you need to step back and work out what stays and what goes. What are you challenged to look at differently? And in doing this, you may find some very workable solutions for all concerned. Career goals and aspirations, once again, you're not in a position to push yourself around too much. However, you may find good opportunity just finds you. This is a month of being more patient and tolerant. You may be finding unexpected delays or inconveniences taking place. Maybe you're filling in for someone else who's away. Maybe you're the one doing a lot of the journeying to get to where you need to. But a little bit more patience, a lot more flexibility, and I feel that you will get the results you really hope in another month or so. Right now, this is more about just taking it one step at a time or one day at a time. Now, for those looking for work, this is a process and there'll be a lot of red tape, probably going through interviews, looking at reassessments, maybe having to fill out a little bit more paperwork. Everything's all over the place, and because of this lack of ability to get things moving, you may be feeling a little bit dissuaded. Don't feel rejected by circumstances. I do feel with a little bit more tenacity or a little bit more information, you'll be able to get the results you truly do envision, but it's going to take a little bit more time and effort from yourself, but also those around you. Financially, this is a month of really making some very strong progress. Now, money is not going to be hurting, but you will be putting a lot of plans and goals into action. And once again, these are long term. So what you start this month, you'll be finding filtering through over the next 2 or 3 months as well. This is a chance for you to see how far you have come. This is great to go back, find out the equity on your home, find out where you're sitting with your loans, where your interest is, how far you've invested into your savings plan, and see results come from there. And from that, you are able to then start making other plans and goals become more materialized or materially adaptable to what you need. So this means that you'll be able to spend that money or see where you're heading and know how much further you have to go before achieving those goals. In connection with your health and your betterment, this is all around the confidence area. So anything that's going on in the head at the moment, this will be showing up, whether you're feeling positive, negative, whether you're going through adjustments, whether this is concern about the family, whether this is concern about yourself. All of this is all filtering through. And what you'll be finding is that you'll be really tested to step into areas in which normally you would feel quite confident. You may be going through dealing with issues to do with childhood ailments. Now, a lot of the times we know this as immunizations. You may be looking over areas in which you have had a childhood ailment, which may be very instrumental in understanding what's going on with you now, especially if it's been anything to do with the measles or the mumps or the chicken pox or things like this. And you may be finding yourself going back, looking over boosters, looking over tests. For those that are trying for children, you may be finding that births, pregnancies and fertility areas are very strong during this period of time. Relationships are all about stability. You know what you want. You're knowing the energy you're putting into people and circumstances around you. And I believe the foundations are about going back to basics. You know that you want to see and enjoy your relationship as is. Life got a little bit complicated somewhere along the line, and this is where you're getting a chance to resurface and look at where you can improve upon your current relationship and find a way in finding that happiness or that security or the frivolity. You need something to liven things up a little bit as well. For those that are single and looking, you may find that this month is all about you being able to feel that you're in the driver's seat. Perhaps life is taking a few twists and turns and you're really contemplating what you want. I want someone who's more stable. I want somebody who's going to be secure. I want somebody who's going to understand and support my goals as well. And perhaps all these questions will lead you down a pathway of examining your friendships, re-examining past relationships, and maybe looking at current relationship potentials or opportunities and seeing whether they fit for the long term as well. Your overall influences are more about commitments. You've got a lot of happiness and success coming through if you're willing to put the commitment in. And I do feel that this is going to be a time in which you will be able to feel yourself relaxing a little bit more as the month progresses. However, first off, into the first couple of weeks, you could be finding it's very much head down, bum up. You've got a lot to get done. You've got a lot to achieve during this period of time. So this is where your focus is going to be. But I do believe you'll bring through some very good or very positive results in the end. Well, Cancer, let's have a look at what's going around you for the month of April. Of course, we're looking at the home and the family, and you'll find that this is a very strong time in which you are going to have to come up with some very creative solutions. How you manage situations or problems around you will be a strong indicator of whether or not you can cope with the outfall. This could be that you are going through times of trying to organize quite a lot. Maybe the burden or the responsibility is on your shoulders. I feel you can do it just fine. However, this is about you standing in your power and making things happen just exactly as you had hoped or anticipated without too much drama. Career goals and aspirations. Look, I feel a step back this month. You don't have a big change happening here where you can say, well, look, I need to look at a different career path. But I do feel that situations or circumstances are implying if you move back, you'll be able to see the bigger picture here. For some, yes, there may be redundancies or changing your working routines or even schedules. And for others, this just could mean that you are looking at going back part-time rather than full-time. However, Spirit is asking you just to see how matters fall before rushing into decisions. For those looking for work, of course, you may not have a big say on what you need to accept. This could come down to taking casual or temporary over a permanent. You may find a role a little bit under your expectation. However, it is enough to give you some experience or even an income during this period of time. Now, financially, this is a time in which to be very careful of your financial areas. You may be finding yourself spending where you don't need to or overlooking special areas of accounts and interest and so forth, in which you may be finding yourself going back and thinking, oh, that was the wrong decision. So this is about tidying up your accounts or your financial matters, not making clumsy choices, and keeping your hands in your pocket when it comes to window shopping, because you may be finding yourself making some impulsive buys. Later to regret, but in the meantime, you have got this opportunity to be forewarned. In connection with your health and your betterment, We've got the House of Taurus sitting here. This rules the lower jaw, also in and around the neck and the thyroid. You may be finding yourself needing to be more accommodating to what you feel or think or even say when it comes to other people. The more patient you are, the better you're going to feel about how situations will evolve. You'll find that there may be a few tensions, you may need to make a few adjustments. However, the more accommodating you are, the easier this month is going to be on your betterment. Relationships, you will find that this is a time of compromise. Like I said, the more you compromise, the better circumstances are going to be for you. Yes, this is a temporary situation. You may be finding yourself accommodating to changes within the home, within the family, or the relationship dynamics, which will put you in a position to experience things a little bit differently, but it's not a negative. This is showing here that within the coming 2 or even 3 months, matters will turn back into normality. But right now, where is it that you can keep the happy momentum going, in which you are able to look at situations or circumstances around you and reach the reliable or liable compromises, in which you can reach the right compromises in being able to keep not just yourself happy, but also your partner as well. Now, of course, for singles, this could be temporary liaisons or friendships, or maybe there's a casual connection with, you know, a very strong agreement that you both don't want anything more permanent at the moment. This could be a very strong focus for you. However, it does show here that this will come with, once again, accommodating or compromising because of both or each other's circumstances. The overall influence, you don't have a lot of the answers this month. It is a bit of a surprise package. I don't feel you'll be awfully disappointed, but I do feel that you will need to take a little bit of a step back and probably look at situations in a bigger picture long term. Right now, it's just getting through day to day. Leo, you have a few frustrations around the home and the family dynamics. Nothing's going to go exactly according to plan, and you're probably going to be finding at times you want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. However, Spirit says before you get to that point, try and find people that can give you the right advice or the right assistance. Don't pack the towel in. Everything will make its way through to a more positive outcome before the end of the month, but this month is going to give a very testing, or be very testing, towards your time and your energy as well. Career goals and aspirations, I feel that this is about you feeling like you need your independence. You might have been through a period of time over the last couple of months where you felt like you were under the spotlight. This is a time for you to really start to shine. You'll find very positive attributes coming through for yourself if you don't give in to doubts. You can do this. You are good enough. You can ask for that promotion. You can push yourself forward and see the results you've envisioned. But this also comes down to the fact that you are looking at doing this on an independent basis. It's what you think that matters, not so much what others. And for those that are looking for work, you may be finding that you are looking at branching out on your own. Maybe a business goal or an idea is something that has been fluttering around for some time, and you have that opportunity. This could be a time in which to look at roles or job positions that are leadership or self-contained, where you may be a contractor or freelancing your abilities or your services out there to others. Financially, this is a really good month, so you find that this is a month of abundance. And if this is a reflection on anything else, it just tells you that at least you won't have to worry about your money areas. You will be finding a very positive time in which you can make some positive investments. You'll be looking at wonderful changes sitting in here, abundance in incomes and material areas, and this will help you to feel a lot more comfortable and stable in the next few weeks as well. So it's not just about April, it's also around about the times of May. The health and betterment is ruling in and around the 7th house, which is the house of Libra. You'll be finding that there may be a few concerns around the bladder. This is connected to also the adrenals, the kidneys, the skin, and also the blood work. So you may may need to take a little bit of extra care to make sure that your blood work is in order, making sure that you are well balanced in your sleeping and your activity, and taking the time to really put back a little bit more self-love and also time and energy to yourself, because sometimes you could find yourself giving a lot of concern or worry about others, but this is a time that you should be really focusing on you as well. Relationships, this is a very strong month of nurturing what is significant to yourself. So you may be finding yourself going through areas of feeling the mother smother issue. You're either mothering everything around you, or you could be finding it's quite smothering, as in your intention is beautiful, but others might say, hey, I just need a little bit of space. It could be that you're bringing up a lot of connections to do with females in your life, and the home and the family environments are quite prevalent. This is wonderful for those that are looking at children or births or pregnancies or planning a family, because you may be finding that this month really does deliver on a lot of those goals and aspirations. Now, singles and lookings, of course, you're looking for somebody who is going to be able to nurture the same emotional and mental ideals that you have as far as a relationship is concerned. So you could find yourself going through periods of time where others are saying, hey, have you considered doing this? Or giving you wonderful advice on a person or a situation in your life to help you kind of build that confidence and move forward. Of course, you know, it comes down to nurturing your own self as well. What makes you feel happy and content? And if you are ready for a beautiful relationship, or whether you're just happy with doing what you need to do for yourself right now. Overall influence, I feel that you're going through a lot of the past. You're reminiscing, you're taking a time in which you are being able to reflect about your choices and decisions and what you feel that you need throughout this year to be a lot more happier and settled. Virgo, well, you're going to find that this month is all about surprises. So the home and the family is going to be one big surprise. Everything you thought you're going to do may change. You may be finding unexpected visitors. You could be finding yourself going from negative to positive in 0 seconds. You may be finding yourself quite surprised by news or changes around you. However, I'm not feeling this as a negative impact. I'm feeling as though you might be finding that this is quite a positive impact, because it gives you an idea of what is to come. And not only that, it's wonderful if you've been waiting on knowing if someone was going to pop the question, or whether there is something beautiful or a wonderful surprise happening within the family and you're actually going to be a part of this. But I just kind of feel like everything's coming through different avenues or different experiences to bring this month alive. Career goals and aspirations, not everything's going to plan. There are areas that are very imbalanced throughout this period of time. You will find that this is up to you to look at where you can make a positive out of a negative and turn matters around. For those that are looking for work, I feel very slim pickings this month. You have a very practical idea of where you want to be and what you're hoping to accomplish, but I don't feel everything is going to be as accommodating. You may be finding having to double up on interviews, do the paper chasing, looking at different alternatives. What you thought was permanent might turn out to be casual. You may not have choice on hours or schedules or how you're going to put everything together. However, if you do take the time and energy to look at this time as a chance to reassess your current goals, you may find a positive coming out of this, turning matters around. Health and betterment, we're looking at your finances. In connection with your finances, you'll be finding that this is a time of consideration. You'll be waiting on the outcomes and opinions of others. This is especially important for those that are going for loans or looking for a pay rise or other areas. You'll be under that consideration of wondering if it's going to happen. I do feel that this is a month in which this comes down to you making the choice. Is it going to be beneficial to you? I feel you'll get the go ahead. It's a yes, but you're very conscious about how other people may be perceiving your choices, and you may find because you're under the microscope, you're feeling a little bit more critical of yourself as well. But this is coming down to what you need and what you want, not what you feel may benefit others or their approval. In connection with your betterment and your well-being. This rules in and around the 6th house, and the 6th house rules the lower back or in and around your pelvic area, also in and around the bowel and the intestinal. You may be finding yourself going through reassessing your diet. There may be areas that you feel a little bit blocked or a little bit over, and you might be finding yourself feeling quite lethargic. This is a time to look at your diet and your regimes. What can I change in order to get myself feeling a little bit more motivated and not so stagnant within my betterment? And by taking that opportunity, I feel you might find some very good advice or great results. Relationships, this is about staying in the present moment, not about everything that's big and grand and out there and 6 months down the line. It's about what can I do right now? What can make me happy? What can I do to better be of service to my partner or my circumstances? And by focusing on the now, you might find some beautiful results coming through, which will enable you to have a more happier and settled time in the future. Of course, those that are single, everything's about here. What's here? Who's in front of you right now? What can you be doing? Is there a beautiful friendship? What can you be developing? How can you feel a lot more settled or a lot more content? And that's about doing everything right now, being a little bit more spontaneous about what your current circumstances are presenting. Overall influence, well, you're going to be outside your comfort zones in several areas. This will be where the home is concerned. It can have a lot to do with your finances, your betterment, even your personal aspects. But the more you step out and give yourself onto what will be, the better this month is going to be for you. Well, Libra, let's take a look at what's coming up for you. The home and the family is all about the home and the family, literally. Your focus is on children and siblings, partnerships, building perfect, ideal platforms or environments for the nest. Literally, you're putting a lot of your ideas and plans and goals into action. I feel that the focus is on overcoming any confusion, being decisive about your choices, and knowing that this month is really going to bring a lot of happiness and success. The more that you listen to your intuition, the better situations will be for you. But I feel that there is some beautiful news sitting around this month. Your career goals and aspiration will be about focus. You feel a little bit hard done by. There's been some issues that have been outstanding since probably January or February. And right now you're going through this month of reassessing whether you're on the right career path or not. Of course you are, but you're seeing things feeling a little bit hard or tougher than usual. This is a time in which to step back, reassess yourself. Don't jump just yet, but I do feel that you'll find the energy lifting a little bit more and you're feeling a little bit more comfortable as the month progresses. Of course, those that are looking for work, you may be finding there are once again slim pickings. This month is going to bring you back to practical steps in which employment or employment choices will need a very discerning and very strong focus. You may be finding, where have I settled for only doing this type of role, and where do I need to extend myself to find something a little bit more better or more extensive, which can give me some long-term results. Financially, this month is all about being able to look at your finances but not spend any. I know. Unfortunately, if you do, you may find that all plans, goals, and financial dividends or outcomes will be delayed. So Spirit's saying here, well, if you've already had it sitting in the mix, don't try and push too quick or too hard to get a result. Let's see how things feel, say in May or even in June. Don't feel that you need to be in a rush. If you're going for loans, if you're looking for a raise, if you're looking for a sale, if you're looking for a purchase, all of these will be delayed throughout this period of time. So financially, your funds are better sitting still rather than losing sleep or becoming anxious over your incomes and your financial areas. Like I said, at a later date, they'll fall into place, but this month may encounter quite a few delays. Health and betterment is connected to the 4th house, and this is the house of Cancer. Now, the house of Cancer rules the breasts, it also rules the stomach, and it also rules fluids such as emotional well-being, okay, but also fluid, as in taking on fluid or needing to make sure that you're drinking enough fluid throughout this period of time. There are a few restrictions. You may be finding your body not accommodating, and maybe you need to go back and reassess your diet and your lifestyle to see if you can get things back into order again. I feel if you take those practical steps, you may be able to find not only emotionally you're doing a lot better, but also hormonally and dietary, you'll see some fantastic results. In connection with your relationships, this is about travel and motivation, encouraging yourself and your partner to experience new things. You may be finding you're booking trips and looking at a new car, or expanding on your current environment by putting in some plans and goals for long term. And I feel that this could be quite a positive time. You may be discussing that it's going to be a journey in itself, but I feel that you're going to be able to accommodate to this quite perfectly, even if it's a wonderful weekend or a long weekend away. For those that are single and looking, well, of course, travel is going to be a big indicator. So you may be finding yourself initiating plans and goals which get you outside your everyday comfort zones. Perfect if you are looking at booking a holiday, but if you're not, maybe a holiday romance could just turn up this month. It's one of those months that you can expect the unexpected happening, but the Spirit just wants you to be motivated to get outside and try something new. Be open to new experiences. Overall influences is showing lots of advice sitting around, and who's best to take the advice? You are. Listen to what your inner self is saying throughout this period of time as well. You may be finding yourself going outside normal boundaries, looking at your career path and goals and what you can do with challenging change there. You may also try and challenge change in your finances. However, Spirit is saying it's great to have all that advice. Just put it into perspective, and when the time's ready, you can put it into place or put it to better use. Scorpio, this is a month in which you will be juggling quite a lot. The home and the family, routines. You may be finding yourself feeling a little bit all over the place. This is going to be okay if you pace yourself. If you don't, you're going to feel overwhelmed and you could start 50,000 projects and get none of them done. You may also find yourself in two places at once. However, I feel this should be quite beneficial to you, not a negative. Of course, with your career goals and aspirations, you're learning new things. Change needs to happen. Maybe there's a new position. There's lots of discussions going on. Maybe you're learning something that you didn't realize about somebody else or something else, and you're going to be put into a better position because of this. You're wanting change. You're wanting that challenge of something coming in and encouraging you to change. But at the same token, you've always relied on the tried and true. And maybe this is a bit of an encourager to get out of that tried and true, and once again try something that's a little bit different. For those that are looking for work, you may be finding that you're looking at revamping your resume or your CV. You may be looking at a new career path altogether. Perhaps this has a lot to do with age and timelines and what you need to add to be able to become more employable. Or maybe this is a time in which to step out into your own strengths and look at where I can be the initiator for my own career path, whether this is being self-employed, being a contractor or a freelancer. I feel the right doors will open. Financially, this is a time of great patience. Not everything will go according to plan for you, but it's not to say that you'll be dead broke. I do feel that if you are spending where you don't need to spend, of course, financially, you'll be finding this a very tight month. But Spirit is saying with patience and perseverance, you will get to your goals and aspirations. This is not about making things too steep or too hard to achieve. Not saying lower your expectations, but allow yourself time to reach those goals in the meantime. Health and betterment, this is all about the second house. Watch the jaw, in and around the throat, the thyroid and the neck. You may be finding yourself needing to do a lot of sorting out. You could hear yourself chatting a lot to yourself and working things out. Maybe there is a bit of dental or a bit of advice coming in that you need to look at. For some, this could just mean that you're taking up a health plan or a health area in which you are investing into the betterment of yourself, such as health insurance. In connection with your relationships, look, I think that there is a lot of things that you will find yourself looking back over. You are trying to not let the cat out of the bag, but at the same time, you don't want to feel like as if you're doing all the work as well. I think your partner or relationship areas could be in for a little bit more of a supportive time, but this will come through surprises, and maybe there is some wonderful things that you have been hoping for or wanting, but it's about to take place in a way that you're not expecting. And I feel, leave that element of surprise open to others. Let them bring that happiness or shine through. And it just could be just a wonderful date night or a chance to support each other on a plan or a goal that you both have been waiting to do, and finally you're getting that go ahead. Of course, those that are single and looking, you may find that somebody has feelings for you, and all of a sudden you start to discover this. Whether or not you're receptive is up to you, but I do feel maybe you have a what we call a silent or a secret admirer who has been watching you for some time, or been sitting in the outskirts, could even be a friend who's about to open up and start to show signs that they're obviously very interested. Overall influences, this is about transitions, making the right moves and decisions, taking the word of progress and making progress be your key results or your key goals for moving ahead within yourself. And this will play a very important role in all aspects of your life. Sagittarius, let's take a look at what's going on for you. This is a very strong and confident time around the home and the family. You'll be finding yourself in very good positions of confidence inside yourself, but also in your decision making as well. Of course, you will be focusing on your siblings, and you'll be focusing on decisions which will be important not just for yourself, but for all concerned. This is a very proactive month, and you'll be finding everybody is giving you the attention and encouragement to follow through with your goals and your plans. Career goals and aspirations will bring you to a very strong and stable time. You can build some very good results on very little. And if you've been working very hard for some period of time, you're starting to see those results manifest very quickly. This is a time in which you will be finding the right support, the right doorways, the right people, the right time, and the right attitude really does bring some very positive results. Now, for those that are looking, you may be finding a female very instrumental in helping you open up the right doorways or attitudes in which to be able to step into your career path. If you've been looking to going back and re-establishing study, perhaps looking at something a little bit more permanent rather than part-time, if you're coming back into the workforce, then you're going to be finding the right people or the right energy is opening up that opportunity for you quite successfully. Financially, beautiful commitment sitting around here. You'll be very happy with the results. Perfect for those that are planning holidays, looking forward to being able to put their ideas or plans into structure and into result. And I feel a lot of happiness and success coming out of this, which will be very instrumental, because you're going to find yourself feeling as though you can relax. This is a time of wonderful transitions, and the financial areas couldn't be happier. That's good news. Your health and betterment, of course, it's the third house. So watch out for emotional dramas going on in connection with siblings or the family. Ensure that you stay well clear of other people's issues or problems. It's okay to be a listener, but it's not okay if you're going to become too involved. This also rules the lungs, it rules the arms, the shoulders, the hands. And you may be finding yourself feeling quite emotional or under pressure. And if this is the case, you may be finding small sensitivities or ailments in those areas. So this is about looking after yourself as well. In connection with your relationships, well, look, you've got a very strong business orientated month ahead. So anything you're doing, you mean business. This means you're investing time and energy. You're showing that you're multifaceted. You're wanting your partner or your relationship relationship in areas to be invigorated. I can do this. You're challenging yourself to really keep things alive. And I feel that this is going to be a very big positive for you. Of course, this is also about you understanding too that even though you might be a bit of a jack or a Jill of all trades, you still need to be able to deliver this in the long term. So make sure that you can also stick to the plan. If there is something that you and your partner have been significantly working towards, then this is going to be one of those times that you may be finding spontaneity is great, but keep to the plan as much as possible. For those single and looking, this is more of a social time, bit of a social butterfly. You'll be out and about. You may be finding yourself running into people that you haven't met for some time, and you may be finding yourself really open to these wonderful experiences. Overall influences, you've been in a bit of a holding pattern for a little while, and I guess Spirit is taking you straight outside of that now and bringing you into a time where you can feel a lot more positive and self-assured. Of course, yes, you will need to make sure that everything starts to match up, and I feel that it will bit by bit and day by day. Well, Capricorn, what's going on for you? This is a month where the home and family may go through quite a few inconsistencies, and I'm sure you're tired of hearing this. It's like a broken record for you. You've stepped into this year feeling quite frustrated, and I feel that you're still carrying through with a few of those frustrations. It could be that you're not feeling that your environment is conducive to what it is that you need within yourself, and maybe because schedules are all over the place or financially you're feeling a little bit stretched, this could be affecting the benefits or the plans in connection with the home and the family environment. Perhaps this is a time not to give in to those inconsistencies, follow up on appointments, follow up on information, and maybe open up those lines of communication rather than listening to hearsay. Career goals and aspirations are all about focus. You're very determined. You may be finding yourself under the microscope a lot. You're very critical of yourself and the results, but you're also going to be quite hypersensitive or critical of others around you. This is a chance for you to utilize this in a positive way. If someone's critiquing your abilities or your skills or your job performance, this is a way in which you can step back and look at ways that you can bring improvements, not ways that you can throw that back or project it back and feel rejected. It's about encouraging you to be better at what you do. For those that are looking for work, this is the same thing. People may be critiquing the way that you're interviewing or putting in your CV, the way that you're applying for work or applying yourself. This is your chance to look at where can I make better changes in which I can have positive goal aspirations and acquire the right position or job rather than feeling the rejections. Financially, there are some unexpected surprises sitting here. Now, sometimes this can be gifts and dividends, but I do believe it's an unexpected expense, or you may be finding financially you're really needing to go back and restructure your budget. Will this be beneficial to you this month? Possibly not, but it will be in months to come, because I do feel that the problem has been accumulating for a period of time, and now it's time to really look down and focus at what changes you can make so that you don't repeat the same decision making or the same outcomes in the time to come in the future. Your health and betterment is to do with the third house. Now, the third house rules in and around the house of Gemini. It rules our siblings, it rules short travel, it also rules our intellect as well. And you may be finding yourself feeling as though you're overcompensating, putting a lot of energy in, but not getting a lot of results back. And this could be because others are not there to support you, or maybe there's been a miscommunication somewhere along the line. Take very extra care of the lungs in and around the arms, the shoulders and the hands. You may be finding yourself feeling a little bit burdened or pressured throughout this period of time. Relationships, this is all about being able to move back, separate the wheat from the chaff, look at where you need to be. Perhaps this is talking about holidays or vacations, or you're spending a little bit more independent time on your own. This is a chance for you to look at situations realistically and see, is it working for you, or are there changes that you need to employ to bring through in where you can feel a little bit more positive about your relationship areas. And for those that are single, well, of course, this is a time of you being able to step back and really reassess what it is that keeps on bringing people in, and the challenges keep on happening and they disappear once again. This is your chance to see, what am I doing? Am I bringing in people that are non-committal or troublesome, or am I bringing in people that are showing me that I'm not ready at this time to be moving forward? Of course, it's not worth the arguments or the frustrations. If something's not meant to be, it's not going to happen. And that's the way Spirit is really going to help you identify a lot throughout this month. Of course, your overall influence is just expect the unexpected. Things may turn out a lot better than what you're perceiving, especially if you've been feeling a little bit disgruntled there for a little while. And you will find that financially matters will get back on par. You will find emotionally you will be feeling a little bit more balanced, and you will be finding mentally you're well equipped with some very good ideas and plans and outcomes. Aquarius, you are looking at a month in which you have to make quite a lot of decisions. You've got about 7 weeks to get everything into order, and you may be finding yourself going through looking at rationalizing with what your choices will be. Of course, the home and the family is all about being clear, honest, and precise, and you may be finding the decisions or the choices that are coming up will help you with better outcomes in the future. At the moment, I feel like everything is in the process, but it's not like as if you're finalized or you can say, yes, this commitment is definitely going ahead. I just feel the processes are happening, and this is about being able to know that you need to have everything in order for when everything is ready to happen. Your career goals and aspirations, change is definitely taking place. You may be finding that there are people taking time off. You may be outside your usual comfort zones. Your job role may be changing. Some people may be accepting redundancies throughout this period of time. This doesn't mean that you won't be happy with the results. It just means that you may have a lot of adjustments to put up with or to go through. For those that are looking for work, you may be finding this has a lot to do with relocation, interstate, overseas, companies that are based further afield, and you may be looking at what changes you can make to better accommodate better positions or positive areas in which you can gain employment or be able to be on top of your game when it comes to time to stepping into interviews or other areas in which to secure work. Financially, this month is about listening to yourself. You know what it is that you need to do. However, I believe that you may go against your better judgment, may spend money where you don't need to, or may leave your money in the hands of others who may not have the same ideas as you. And this could cost you time and energy. Follow up on information. Look at what you're entitled to. Where have you needed to put a little bit more energy into your budget and structure, and stick to it. Betterment and well-being will rule in and around the 9th house, and this is the house of Sagittarius. So it will rule the hips, the thighs, the sciatica, and also in and around the liver. And I believe that this is also the house that is about us seeing things from a different perspective. You may go back over your childhood, you may go back over areas in your life which you have felt very premature or very immature about, and see it in a much different light right now. And it could be that you're seeing this from a better perspective than what you first thought. The areas that have been holding you back or have been creating the issues have now come through, and you may see this as being that you didn't have the right information, you didn't have the right backing. Maybe there is a connection to do with areas of your childhood or areas to do with your life which have been predetermined to why you have the attitudes or the issues within your health and betterment right now. And this is about you being able to look at this and systematically go through and metabolize. Look at what I can do to change this. How can I process my life and my betterment better and make the right choices or decisions that are going to be for my well-being, not just now, but also in the future. In connection with your relationships, this is a time in which you will be finding friendships very important to you. You're taking things day by day. You're feeling as though you can find happiness in the simplest of events or plans or goals. And this is a very positive time for you because you'll be finding that connection is about laughing and joking and not taking things as serious or as feeling as though it has to be all done now. This is about taking a little bit of that pressure off, sitting back, relaxing a little bit more and enjoying the company of life and people in it. Of course, if you're single and looking, you may be finding that this is exactly how it happens. A very non-pressured experience brings in a beautiful friendship, someone to communicate and talk with, and probably develop a wonderful relationship with on an emotional and a mental level, but it doesn't always have to be a physical level. Your overall influence, this is about letting go of regrets or resentments or issues or problems that have been playing on your mind, especially if it's been sitting there for some time, because I feel that everything is resurfacing again. This is about you being able to look at where do I need to forgive and forget? Where do I need to make myself look at situations and circumstances and see how I may have also contributed to some of these problems, or areas in which I know change has been needed to happen, but I've been refusing to make those changes. So this is where Spirit is bringing you into a very strong time of reflection. It's not about blaming, it's not about shaming, it's not about feeling resentful or feeling remorseful. It is about finding the balance within yourself in which you can see results coming about because you're now seeing it from a different perspective. Pisces, the home and the family, there is quite a bit of opposition going on. You're going to find yourself feeling that you need to push to get the results you want. Not everybody is going to agree with you this month, but this is the challenge. Have you set that target already? Have you set those boundaries or foundations with others? Have you created some area in which others feel that they are oppressing or going through this opposition with you? This is a chance for you to sit back and take a look at this and say, where am I challenging circumstances that may not need to be challenged at the moment? Career goals and aspirations will bring you a lot of responsibility. You may be finding good job promotions. Maybe somebody's taking time off and you're needing to step in and do 2 levels or 2 hats, okay, with positions. This is a time in which you can find yourself feeling very much in the limelight because others are or will be relying on you. For those that are looking for work, this is about you stepping up to the plate, taking that absolute stance in being able to get or pursue that which you know is going to be beneficial to you, not just now, but also in the future. This month is about what can I do, not what others can do, but what can I do in order to secure what I need for my future. Financially, there is unrest and anxiety. You may be finding financially that you are spending more than you are making. There are some disturbances going on. Maybe you're looking at recovering money that you've loaned, or perhaps this is a time in which you are feeling anxious about the upcoming times ahead. This is a chance to go back and reassess, where have I given into excesses? Have I been somebody, or am I someone that spends to make myself feel happy? Where do I let anxieties get on top of me where my money is concerned? Maybe if I look back and see, or take a better or a closer look, maybe I don't need to stress as much about my finances. Your betterment and well-being will rule the 5th house, which is the house of Leo. Now, Leo rules the spine and also the heart. And you may find also with some people it rules blood pressure, but it also is the house of children, and it also is the house of hobbies and the areas that we tend to find ourselves putting our energy into. And this is where you might need to look at, where are you feeling the areas of family or commitments or those around you socially? Where is this bringing that little bit of additional pressure for you? Are you putting a little bit more too much energy into worrying about others? Is this time to lighten up? Could it be taking that pressure off makes you feel a little bit more happier and personally successful within yourself? And this is where your betterment and well-being is about putting yourself first, but also understanding that maybe there are some genetics or traits that run within a family, and maybe you're starting to find that some of these are bubbling to the surface for you to take a look at. Look, this is perfect news for those that are planning on children. You might be finding births and pregnancies or fertility being quite strong. And for others, if you're trying to connect with family, you may be finding that there is an opportunity here to have that connection. How you deal with it is up to you, but you're going to be finding that this is very good for your betterment and well-being to have answers at least. Relationships, you're standing your ground. Whatever you want, whatever you need, and what you feel is important to you is exactly what you're going to be pushing forward. Unfortunately, you may be finding that even though you've drawn the line in the sand, others may not be gaining that same perspective as what you are. So what can you do? You can challenge them, or you can still stick by what you feel and wait and see if circumstances will change in the future. I kind of feel the word doubtful. However, this is a chance for you to see if where am I being overprotective of myself or my belongings or what I believe in or what my beliefs are, and where am I possibly not accommodating to allow others to also support me in their way. For those that are single and looking, I just feel that this month is all about you being a little bit overprotective. You don't want to feel hurt or exposed. You may be finding if anyone is to come in, or even with friendships, they're going to have to work hard to gain your trust during this period of time. And then it's only then that I feel that you will let that wall down, because you're looking for something that's supportive, not just now, but also in the long term. Your overall influence, this is about you being able to look at areas in which you can have success while still supporting your own goals and aspirations. But also this is about generosity of time and energy. Allow others to give you that support as well. Don't always feel that it has to be you that is giving it. And also enable spirit to come in and tell you to be a little bit kinder or generous to yourself at times as well. You're feeling quite proud, and when we feel proud, we can find that sometimes our pride does not allow us to bend a little bit and to be able to be a little bit more accommodating. And maybe this is what Spirit is saying. Be humbled by your environment or situations around you. Allow circumstances to really evolve before feeling that you need to be the one to always get things organized or always be the one to take the lead. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful time throughout the month of April. Thank you. Cosmic hugs, everybody.